How's it going, subscribers and potential new subscribers? It's your boy KSK Sports here, and Cleveland media just making up stories again. I thought Tony Rizzo was on the side of Shedeur Sanders. Now all of a sudden, he's fabricating stories about Shedeur possibly being traded. He said, hey, the Browns are fielding calls from teams about Shedeur Sanders. But it really goes against everything that the Browns have done this offseason. All right. Shedeur has been in Berea for quite some time. All right. He was in Berea pretty much after the season was over. My guy was camping out in Berea. If you do remember when he met Todd Monken, they dapped it up, and it seemed like some mutual love right there. I just can't see a scenario where the owner, Jimmy Haslam, likes Shedeur Sanders. Andrew Berry moved heaven and earth so that Shedeur Sanders could play last year. Remember what the Browns did last year, Cleveland media, while you're making up these stories about Shedeur being traded. Remember what Andrew Berry did last year. At the start of training camp, Shedeur's QB4 last July. All right, so Andrew Berry moved Kenny Pickett before the season, moved Joe Flacco in season. Dylan Gabriel played. He got benched after concussion. Then Shedeur Sanders got in against the Raiders, Week 12. And it was wrist up time in Las Vegas. A game your boy was at. I got to say that every time. I'm not paid. I just got to say it because I was there. It was a phenomenal debut for Shedeur in fabulous Las Vegas. But anyways, yeah. Everything the Browns have done this offseason points to them believing in Shedeur Sanders being their guy going forward. Now, sure, they're giving Deshaun Watson a shot. I mean, he has $230 million. That money's already spent. So I don't buy into the narrative that, oh, you need to get some more return on investment. That return on investment is never coming back. You already got 4 years of Deshaun. You already got 4 years of mediocre Deshaun Watson. You're not going to get your return on investment. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, they're giving him an opportunity to take the job away from Shedeur, and I don't think he's done it yet. I think people got this all mixed up. I said that in my last video. People are talking about bridging the gap between Shedeur and Deshaun. I think it's the other way around. I think it's Deshaun who's trying to take the job away from Shedeur because Shedeur had the job at the end of the year. All right? By my understanding, if you end the season as a QB1, that means going into next year, you are the QB1 until further notice. There has been nothing said about the QB chart. So for media, just assume that Deshaun is QB1 when Shedeur was the QB1 at the end of last year just seems a little bit of a reach, in my opinion. But anyways, getting back to the Cleveland media aspect of this. And, I mean, y'all know Cleveland media be lying. I mean, fabricating stories about Shedeur, it's crazy. It's crazy. I thought Tony Rizzo was a Shedeur guy too. Like, who's he getting this information from? Jerry Jeudy? Jerry Jeudy seems like he's just talking to everybody. He's talking to Ocho Cinco. He's actually talking to Tony Rizzo. Loose mouse. Come on, man. What are we doing, man? Andrew Berry. Hey, Andrew Berry. You might have to get Jerry Jeudy up out of town, man. You can't have this guy just with loose lips. We already got all the moles out the organization except Jerry Jeudy. I mean, you had Kevin Stefanski, the biggest mole there was, just leaking stuff out there. I mean, Todd Monken, you ain't getting nothing out of Todd Monken. Nothing. That's the way it's supposed to be. You ain't getting nothing from me. You want to ask about the quarterback position? I ain't going to tell you till I want to tell you. And we ain't leaking any information out. We just going to be speculating. And that's what Cleveland media is doing. They're speculating. Talking about teams are calling about Shedeur. Andrew Berry's like, Andrew Berry done told you. All right, if he likes somebody, he's not going to move them. They were taking calls for Myles Garrett since 2022. And he was like, no, until the right time. All right? There is no chance that the Browns are trading Shedeur Sanders without seeing what he has this year. It makes no sense. All right, his trade value is not that great. Who is trading for Shedeur Sanders right now off the backs of Shedeur, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions? And I say that from an objective standpoint. I understand that there's caveats in there that cause Shedeur to not play up to his potential because of Kevin Stefanski not giving him reps with the one, but I'm judging it based on how other teams perceive Shedeur Sanders. I just don't see Shedeur Sanders' trade value as being super high right now, which is fine. They're going off potential. That's why you don't trade him, all right? Because if his potential is great, then that's good for you as a team. Plus, I believe Shedeur Sanders is better. He's a better prospect. He's a better quarterback. And then the crop of 2027 quarterbacks coming out. So I just don't buy this narrative that Andrew Berry believes that Shedeur Sanders is worse than Brendan Sorsby, or he's worse than an Arch Manning, or he's worse than a Dante Moore, or he's worse than a Julian Sayin, or he's worse than a John Mateer at Oklahoma. I just don't buy into that. Because why would Andrew Berry move heaven and earth so that Shedeur got an opportunity last year? I mean, he moved heaven and earth. He traded 2 quarterbacks away so that he can see Shedeur last year. All right? And he understands the situation with Shedeur. Everything he said this offseason about Shedeur is that Shedeur is improving. He's picking up the playbook. He's improving. So if all that is out there, it seems like they're developing Shedeur to be their quarterback of the future. Why would you trade that away? That makes 0 sense. So you want to go into the season Cleveland media with Deshaun Watson as your QB1 and Dylan Gabriel's your backup. If they trade Shedeur, then they are definitely trying to lose games this year. I will buy into that narrative. If the Cleveland Browns trade Shedeur Sanders away this year, they are definitely not trying to win games in 2026. I will wholeheartedly buy into that narrative. Until that happens, which I don't think is going to happen. If I had to put a percentage chance of Shedeur being traded from the Browns, I would put a 95% chance that it's not going to happen. And a 5% chance that it could possibly happen. Because I don't want to put it at 0. Because I thought Myles Garrett wasn't going to get traded. And they traded him away. I should have known when they, fandangled and they restructured his contract. I should have known then. There's rumors about that. And he got traded away. But they got a haul for him. And he's an established player. Whereas we don't know what Shedeur is right now. So you're going to trade Shedeur. I know some of y'all Shedeur fans don't want Shedeur in Cleveland. But you put Shedeur with the Jets. Sorry, I got to spit. You put him with the Jets. I don't think he's going to start there because you got Geno. All right. You put him with the Saints. You got Tyler Shook there. You got Spencer Rattler, the Dolphins. You got Malik Willis and his coach. I mean, there really isn't a landing spot for Shedeur, in my opinion. The best opportunity that Shedeur has to be a starting quarterback in 2026 is with the Cleveland Browns, bar none. Yeah, I mean, y'all can disagree with that all you want to, but look, the fact of the matter is Shedeur is a 5th-round pick. If you trade him to another team, teams are going to treat him like he's a 5th-round pick. He's going to be buried on somebody else's depth chart. He is not buried on the Browns' depth chart. The Browns are looking at him as maybe a potential starting quarterback this season. And I believe when it's all said and done, when Shedeur outplays Deshaun in training camp, they're going to be like, hey, this is our guy going into the season. It just is what it is. So why are you going to trade away your starting quarterback? Makes 0 sense to me. But Cleveland media been lying on Shedeur since the jump. They don't want Shedeur in Cleveland. So yeah, they got to drum up these narratives. They got to drum up a story that he could possibly be traded. We heard about this last year. We heard about him possibly being traded. Not possibly traded. We heard about him being possibly cut. This has been a central theme with Shedeur. And it's not surprising that it's coming out now because we have a dead period between the end of mandatory minicamp until the start of training camp. So there's a 6-week gap. So there has to be something that fills the airways, something that sticks with Browns radio. And they landed on, hey, let's just talk about Shedeur being traded. I mean, there is nothing substantiated about these rumors. It's just Tony Rizzo, who's a shock jock, saying these things. And people are running with it. It's not Mary Kay Cabot saying this. It's not Jason Lloyd saying this. It's not any of the reporters saying it. It's a shock jock saying it for attention. And he got exactly what he wanted. He got people talking about him, got his name out there, and it is what it is. That's it. KSK rolling out. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.